I'd like to introduce the Minister of Science, Innovation and Technology, the Honourable Penny Simmonds. And thank you, Minister, for sparing the time. We realise your time's really valuable as a Minister, and we really appreciate your support, and not only financially, but here at the conference as well. Prior to entering Parliament, Penny was Chief Executive of the Southland Institute of Technology, and also served on the advisory board level of Venture Southland. And that gives me a lot of confidence that we've got a minister who understands that interface between science and industry impact and uptake. And so I think we're really looking forward to hearing what you have to say, Minister. The Minister is new to the portfolio, and so we welcome you and look forward to working with you in the future. And Minister, we have most of the key players in this sector in the room. So now here's a good place to interface with them all. Thank you very much. Just one thing, the Minister's very busy, has to depart, so we won't have any Q&As today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Max. I'm new to the sector, but previously Minister for the Environment, and of course so much of what you were doing impact there, so it was good to see the examples you put up. Kia ora tātou, nā mai haere mai, and thank you for the introduction, Max, and also thank you, Nikki, for inviting me to be here today. Max, excuse me, it was really important to have that overview, and I think it was really interesting to see the range of businesses that you've worked with and that you've supported. So it is a real pleasure to be here and to welcome you and to open this second annual Sustainable Solutions Symposium. I'd like to begin, of course, by acknowledging Ngāti Whākawa as the mana whenua of this place, and to recognise the importance of this location for bringing people together and to discuss the future of New Zealand's very important bioeconomy. I want to acknowledge all the organisers of today's symposium, particularly, of course, the BPA, which plays that key role, as Max outlined, in connecting research capability with industry needs. I acknowledge also Mark Piper, who's here today with his team at the Bioeconomy Science Institute, BSI, along with colleagues from across ag research, plant and food research, and Scion. And I also extend that acknowledgement to all the businesses, Māori enterprises, researchers, investors and students who are here today. You're all contributing to this work, and I thank you for all that you are doing. The positioning of the bioeconomy within New Zealand's growth agenda is absolutely critical. Today's symposium reflects a priority that is increasingly central to New Zealand's future prosperity, how we use science and innovation to build greater value from our biological and our natural advantages is just so critical. We all know that New Zealand is rich in bioresources, but value doesn't come from just having those resources alone. It comes from using the capability to apply science, develop ideas and progress them through to practical application. And this is the context for the government's direction in science, innovation and technology. We have been very clear that science and innovation must play a stronger role in lifting productivity, supporting exports and contributing to a more resilient and growing economy. That's why we've been undertaking the significant reform of the science system to ensure that it is more focused on national priorities, more connected to industry, and better able to deliver tangible benefits to New Zealand. And this direction is reflected in the recent release of the government's priorities reports on the science, innovation and technology system. It sets out more focused, impact-driven approaches that are needed for public investment. The report signals 4 areas or pillars where government science investment can make the biggest difference for New Zealand. The bioeconomy sits directly within this agenda. It is an area where New Zealand has established strengths and where there is potential to expand into new products, processes and markets. The 4 pillars are primary industries and bioeconomy, technology for prosperity, environmental sustainability and resilience, and healthy people and a thriving society. Your sector can benefit from and contribute to each of these pillars, and they are pillars, not silos. One of the expectations for the technology for prosperity pillar, and why there has been a focus on increasing investment there, is that the outcomes of that investment will run across the whole system. The benefits will flow through the application of technology in novel ways. AI, of course, is already being used to accelerate drug discovery and bioprospecting, to optimise manufacturing and streamline clinical trials. Another part of the agenda is a simplified science funding process with less bureaucracy, and we have heard from scientists and researchers how daunting those processes can be. The Priorities Report has informed the development of the Science Investment Plan, or SIP, which will set New Zealand's long-term research priorities and align public investment with national missions. This plan will be released very soon. It will direct research funding New Zealand as the one-stop shop that gives effect to the strategy through pillar investment plans, PIPs. The intent is less bureaucracy and more funding for researchers. This more aligned approach will help ensure New Zealand's bioeconomy participants are positioned to take full advantage of future opportunities here and globally. The examples presented today, from utilising waste streams to develop new materials and products, through to initiatives such as the Future of Fibre, Aotearoa, and illustrate how the application of science, development of ideas through to practical application can be realised. Taken together, they demonstrate how science can support both economic and environmental objectives, and how research activity can contribute to broader systems outcomes over time. And Max, you talked about collaboration. Let us look at the role of partnerships and institutions. Events like this symposium demonstrate the power of partnerships. The BPA, as part of the Bioeconomy Science Institute, brings together expertise across key sectors of New Zealand's bioeconomy, including agriculture, horticulture and food, forestry and biomaterials, and applied science and engineering, drawing on the capabilities of its research partners and the universities. And that coordination, as Max said, it matters in building our capability. It allows New Zealand businesses, large and small, established and emerging, to access world-class science, reduce risk, and accelerate commercialisation. Looking from research to impact, one of the strongest signals in our reforms is a sharpened focus on outcomes. That means clearer pathways from research to application, stronger incentives for collaboration and co-funding, and a system that supports scale-up, not just discovery. The case studies that you've given already, Max, and those that will be highlighted today, and the workshops in today's program reflect that shift. They show what is possible when science capability, industry leadership, commercial discipline, and a whole lot of hard work and determination come together. They also highlight the important role for government, not to micromanage innovation, but to get out of the way, set clear expectations, provide stable foundations, and back areas where New Zealand truly can excel. Looking ahead as Minister for Science, Innovation and Technology, I'm really encouraged by what I see here today. I've heard some of the speakers that you are going to have, and I know that the ambition, creativity, and strong appetite to turn opportunity into action is there. The challenge now for us is to keep pushing, to move faster, and believe me, the Prime Minister's at my shoulder saying to move faster, to collaborate more deeply, to ensure that the momentum that we see in individual projects becomes system-wide success. Forums like this symposium are critical to that effort. They help build shared understanding, connect people who might not otherwise meet, and reinforce a common focus on impact. They also provide time to pause and reflect on the successes, and thank you for doing that at the start, Max. In closing, to everyone involved in organising today's event, thank you for your leadership and your commitment. To all the participants, I encourage you to make the very most of the discussions, the workshops, and the connections that you will form here today. And I thank you all for your determined hard work. The future of New Zealand's bioeconomy depends on what we do next together. And it is my pleasure to formally open the BPA Sustainable Solutions Symposium 2026. Ngā mihi nui, thank you, have a great day.
Thank you. I'd just like to say thanks to the Minister for that great speech there. One of the things that I think has really would congratulate yourself and the government is coming forward with these priorities. And having worked in the science funding system for well over a decade, a lot of the priorities that we've had have just been determined historically. So actually to take a fresh look and come up with that has been, I think, will be quite foundational in things going forward. And I think that's a really positive step forward. So thank you very much, Minister. It's been great to have you here.